Black Power, greetings. We need as many of you who are available to come join us both today in Compton at the Compton Square on Central and ALONDRA, but also Friday over at the LA Memorial Coliseum for Game 4 with USC. But over at the Compton Square a couple of days ago, one of our sisters went to that business. One of the sisters from the community right there went into the business for whatever reason. She ended up having to fight a male Korean merchant. So the following day, some of her people got together, decided to shut the business down. Some of our brothers went in response: King Solomon, Kesh, Dino, King Billy, our sister Nicole, and others. And it got real funky at one point. King Solomon was attacked by the LA County sheriffs. Being told by several sources he was tased for multiple minutes. One person even said it was like 10 minutes he was tased. Then Cash was seized and gaffled and then falsely imprisoned. And then another brother also from the community right there, a third brother, was also seized and arrested. So we need as many of y'all as possible to come join us over there in Compton. But again, y'all, we're not just asking you to come out and talk shit to the police, sheriffs, talk shit to the Koreans or whatever. It's not just about talking shit. In some of these situations, yeah, we've been able to shut businesses down without too much response from law enforcement. But again, the first 21 days of a lot of these situations, it does get intense. And in the past, when we go out there disciplined, trained, prepared, we have been able to shut businesses down successfully, sometimes permanently, without any one of us being arrested. But when certain individuals go out there and choose to provoke or escalate situations beyond what everyone who is there is prepared or even informed what's going to happen, it results in these situations where we take unnecessary losses. King Solomon, I've known the brother for a few years now, and he is one of the real ones. King Solomon will physically defend himself. He will also defend himself while being incarcerated. So it's major respect for that brother. And it really hurt to see that happen to him while so many of our people were present. But again, knowing that, we have to formulate better means of how to go about dealing with situations. Like I said, in the past, we've been able to shut major streets down, do a lot of different stuff, being prepared to deal with the obvious consequences. Knowing law enforcement is going to show up. So moving forward, as we put calls out for these training sessions, more of you will come forward and learn or even teach. Not saying we know everything on how to go about this, but we are still learning as we do this. But we have learned certain things that have been successful to this point, and we continue to see where we take losses, it's usually the same elements involved. So, but in addition to that, a lot of you, again, talking about to not confront the sheriffs, to do as you told is ways you can get permission to protest. Why people still walking in these stores. The bottom line solution to a lot of this shit, y'all, is more of you committing to putting your time and resources in to making shit happen. Bottom line, we've seen time and again, our people will use a black alternative if it's available. When we were grand closing Hubert's, and after the new owners had took control of it, and we decided to continue to hold the line for 30 days to monitor how the new owners came. Well, they had actually been there a little longer. We found out and came to a decision of the last 30 days we were there. But they gave a barbecue to the people. They lowered the prices and it brought damn near half the community back. But what we saw was, to counter that, we provided alternative products, and sure enough, they came and got them from us. So it had the right effect on that. Like, even today, people were saying, why are people still walking in there? We know people are going to walk in there. We know that. So to wait to get upset and react after we see it, that's insanity. So to counter that, we have to go get products and bring them out there. Right now, we personally, as the African Town Coalition and our member organizations, aren't necessarily in the position to do that. But again, those of you who are sitting back, you know, criticizing, saying all this stuff, a lot of y'all in the position. And, you know, one person can have a major effect. Let 2, 3, 4, 5 come together. It could shut this shit down instantly. Every community right now could shut these outside merchants down. 3 to 5 people come together and invest in replacing those operations with operations controlled, owned by the community. That's the simple solution right there. But as far as dealing with their militaries that come out to terrorize us and protect their interests, again, that is committing to actually training y'all, you know, coming forward as we keep putting out and very few show up. So as far as Friday, that is the bigger fight we really need to be focused on. We keep seeing this reoccurring thing with these outside merchants. We can keep reacting to those, but to get to the root of the problem, we got to get to the shot callers. We got to get to the ones who have the most influence over what's happening in our city, and USC is one of those entities. Behind the mayor, behind the council people, behind the county supervisors, behind a lot of what happens throughout this city, police, the sheriffs. So the issue of gentrification and USC's influence with that, you know, pushing our people out from Figueroa to La Cienega, east-west, from Jefferson to Manchester, north-south. You know, they are invading and colonizing and pushing us out of that territory. So that is why we are going to USC, and we need more of y'all to come out, just as passionate as y'all get when y'all see, you know, our people get touched and react after the fact. Y'all need to understand them same Trojans y'all be rooting for, you know, whether it be football, basketball, whatever. They're why a lot of the shit we're dealing with in our communities is happening. You know, from the drugs continue to being flooded over here to these predatory lending situations that are allowed to happen, to you know, a lot of this shit. So we need more of y'all to step up and join us with that. Just an update is one of the stories we put out last week. Our brother Tyreek Duval, he had went to Louisiana to audition for American Idol. On his way back, he was confronted at the bus station for whatever, there was a mix-up with his tickets. At one point, the employee, you know, rather than working it out with him, decided to call the marshals and try to have him removed. He was seized, locked up for over a day. He was released, and he is now back here in California, home. So, again, appreciate all of you who took the time to actually make those calls, reach out to his family, you know, his mom, his pops. Most definitely appreciate y'all and are grateful for y'all efforts. But, you know, moving forward, again, today, come join us in Compton at the Compton Square on Central and Alondra. And Friday, we need y'all at the LA Memorial Coliseum, 6 o'clock. If you intend on going, contact us so we can let you know in advance where we're going to meet up. But that is the bigger fight, y'all. You know, we can keep insanely talking about what's happening, and that's what a lot of these entities are banking on. You know, we've been in communication with the Korean American Federation, the Korean American Grocers Association for over a year now. And they have taken no real steps to address this abusive nature that continues to manifest in our communities on their half. They want to come and sit down and talk about, you know, what we as a community are not doing either. But the bottom line to all of this is they're afforded an opportunity in our communities that we're not giving in theirs. So at that point, there's nothing else to it. We just have to come together, do what we need to do, y'all, to take back control and stop supporting them. Because again, the fact that they even in that position, they have a sense of superiority. So, you know, Marcus Garvey, Big Malcolm, the great Ilhaj Malik Shabazz, they told us what we need to do. We see every time we successfully do it. The Garvey movement, Black Wall Street, a number of other situations, they're attacking and tear it out because that's what they don't want. They don't want us to be self-sustaining. They are a predatory group. And that's why we keep explaining to people it's not about voting. It's not about making money. People say, you know, we got to sanction them every time they kill us. And that does have some effect on it. But the ultimate effect to stop the killings is to counter that with a equal or greater force. And we have the numbers, but too many of our people buy into these passive, submissive, slave ideologies. So, but, you know, we need y'all, and believe it or not, y'all need your people. So come on, get involved. And whether you can come out physically, get involved from the background, there's a lot of things you could do. And, you know, sacrificing some of your resources, throwing it in the pot and making it happen. Black power, long live Mac Capone.